We on tour to the city. I'm one of the most consistent skaters in the city. Been putting in a lot of work, won a lot of contests back to back, feel me? Tell me your name, gang.
My name is Derek Holmes.
Where you from, Derek?
I'm usually from everywhere.
Damn.
Everywhere.
So, like, what's everywhere, bro?
All the 5 boroughs.
Where?
Catch me everywhere.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I always thought you was from the Bronx because, like, you know a lot of Bronx skaters. And not only that, like, at a time you was skating 157 a lot. Like, tell us about that.
So 157, like, by Yankee Stadium, it was one of my local parks that I used to go there because I live in East Harlem. I used to take the 4 train under the fucking train, and everybody thought I was from the Bronx.
Oh, all right. So, what borough would you say you reside from officially?
So I was born in Queens. My mother was born in Bed-Stuy, so I lived in Bed-Stuy. Went to school in Harlem, so that's why I said I'm from everywhere, and I don't want to tell the whole story about that.
No, hell yeah, I feel you, bro. So, you've won so many contests, bro. Like, what was your first contest you won?
Damn, that's a good question. I would say Element Make It Count, 2014.
Damn,
and then
throwback.
Adidas Skate Cobra 2014. I won Adidas Skate Cobra 2 years in a row, and I won the Element Make It Count 3 years in a row. And, like, that's really been good growing up.
No word, that's what's up. So how was it growing up skating in New York, like just being from everywhere? Like, how was it for you?
I would say, like, instead of being in one spot, it was really good to, like, explore everything else instead of being in that bubble, trapped in and hard to get out.
Oh, hell yeah. Like, you didn't have nothing holding you back.
Never.
You didn't have to, like, worry about, oh, he's from this specific spot.
Nope.
You was just free to go and do whatever you wanted to do.
Yeah, and, like, me, one role that I play a big part of is I always skated by myself. So I never had nobody really to hold me back. And I had nobody to tell me, like, what to do and how to do it.
Yeah.
I had to figure it out on my own. And growing up that way, like, OCD, like, I do everything, like...
On your own.
Yeah, but the OCD part is just, like, I have to do it, like, multiple times to get it right. And then I was like, you know what, let me become a contest skater and then just get a couple bag of tricks, hard tricks, and then consistency is key. Style is key.
No, hell yeah, bro, because you got a lot of style. You're very consistent. You've won too many contests to count. And, like, you got a wide variety of hard tricks, bro. You got any video parts out?
I'm actually working on the DCM part right now. That's in the works. I just got on Thank You Skateboard. Shout out to Tori Potwell and Daewon Tong for, like, believing in me. One of my first board sponsors is just, I never understood, like, why everybody always was like, yeah, you should have been on a board company. But, like, they don't realize how hard a company is until they, like, actually really get sponsored. Besides the favoritism and everything else besides that.
Nah, hell yeah. So, before we get into skating and shit, bro, more, how was it, like, what was it like for you before you even had a sponsor?
That's a good question. What was it like for me personally, like, on my end?
Yeah.
It's like, I've always wanted to get sponsored, so I worked as hard as I could. And I knew what I needed to do from since day one because I always, like, so growing up skating by myself, but, like, I had homies that was always sponsored. So, like, they already told me, like, what to do, so I already had that in my mind. So I was just like, okay, like, I worked hard for what I got, you know what I mean?
For a fact, yeah.
So I figured it out and put the puzzles and the pieces together, and then, you know, everything takes time. You know, when you want to get sponsored as a young kid and you rush, and it's just like, skateboarding won't be fun for you anymore.
It's not going nowhere.
It won't be fun for you no more because it's just like, okay, now you pro and you sponsor. Now it's just a job. but the job is stressful because you need a amount of videos, you need a amount of photos to put out, and people don't understand. Yeah, your name is on the board, but if nobody's supporting you because it's like you your own person and you don't network with people, then how your boards are gonna sell? How are you gonna feed yourself and your family? You know?
Exactly, and I feel like a lot of skaters don't understand that because like they're so quick to just jump in on some I want to be pro, but like they don't understand what it takes to be pro, and they don't understand the politics and like how like this shit's like it gets deeper than just being good at skateboarding. It's like personality,
Yeah.
like how much people you could reel in to even tune into you at that.
Yeah, so I would say like growing up, like watching all the skate videos and everything, like so when you're sponsored and everything and you're in the companies, I would say like it used to be a family thing. Everybody used to be like a clique with like as a family thing, and it's just like everything is just with them. Now it's just like, okay, I'm gonna leave you because like, okay, this person is the other sponsor is paying me double than what you have me on. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna take that because I gotta feed myself and my family. So like, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes it's just like you gotta move on to bigger and better things, you know?
Nah, hell yeah.
That's in life in general.
So you know any famous spots you've skated through like out here?
Yeah, so I used to skate indoor 10 with like Tyshawn
Indoor
Jones.
10, yeah.
and
If y'all do y'all homework on
everybody-
indoor 10, I ain't
yeah,
gonna lie.
Indoor 10.
Like indoor 10's a
Yeah.
brawling spot. Like
Check
not
out,
even on no FBG J main shit. Like
check out
on some do y'all homework. Like really look
Yeah.
at that spot. Like it's a brawling.
Check out
Stair
Derek,
set,
check
10
out
set.
Derek Holmes and Tyshawn Jones, Indoor 10 Insanity. We used to just skate that for fun, and like security and the cops used to try to lock us up all the time. But yeah, like I grew up skating with all of them. Like we used to be 40, 50 deep, skate in Midtown. We used to wall out like how Gang Corp is. Shout out to Gang Corp and Do Stacks. Yeah, we all did that back then. It's never like growing up and
Oh, yeah.
having to like do that now is totally different. But
Do you
yeah.
think making it in skateboarding is harder now, or was it harder back then? What do you think?
It's a lot easier now, I would say, because before it was no like recognition. Nobody didn't want to look at nobody.
Yeah.
Like now it's just like since they want to put on young kids now, but they would still give us adults a chance. You know what I mean? So it's just like it's not on how old you are. It's about how well you skate and how well you can perform in an extreme sport.
No, hell yeah. That sounds about right. Cause it's just about how long you could last, how popular you are. So I could see that for a fact. You got any sponsors right now currently?
Yeah, I've been skating for DC Shoes a while. Shout out to Frank Mayer. Shout out to Jefferson Payne. Shout out to John Gardner. They've been holding me down for years. I'm on Thunder Trucks, Spitfire Wheels. I just got on Thank You Skateboards. Shout out to Tori Potwell and Daewon Song, my first board sponsor. Yeah, that's it for right now. But I got more things in the works. Just keep an eye out on that.
Mind you, y'all, it's 2:02 right now. We a little tired, feel me? We was out all day. We in the Lower East Side right now. We was just skating and stuff. We was just at a party earlier too. So it's been a hectic day. Besides that, Derek, like, anything for the future?
Yeah, I would say
Where do you see yourself in the future, matter of fact, with skateboarding or whatever you're trying to do?
Me honestly, I'm gonna be really honest with y'all. I don't want to go pro, but like me being an amateur, like traveling around the world.
You sure you don't want to go pro?
Yeah, I'm able to just tell my kids like I've done something with skateboarding, a part of that, and you don't need to have a name on your board to like be active on the board.
For a fact.
So yeah, and besides that, like skateboarding like really like kept me out of trouble and out of jail, you know?
Nah, hell yeah.
From coming from where I
You
come
got any
from.
crazy stories skating the city?
Yeah, man. I got locked up plenty of times skateboarding like private property. Just being at the wrong place at the wrong time, and like, you know, just yeah, like you just gotta like keep your head up.
Nah,
and
I'ma
keep
say
doing
something,
what
bro.
you're doing.
A lot of people come up, or like I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, Derek's two-faced. He's this, he's that. He's 1 minute he's cool, next minute he's crazy." What do you gotta say about that, bro? Like, is it like, try to break that down, or try to tell people what you gotta say, bro? Because I don't really listen. Like, me personally, I don't listen to the politics of that. But what do you gotta say about this shit, bro?
What I gotta say about it is that's another thing too. Like, people think I'm an asshole, which means like I'm very strict family. I really don't trust a lot of people. Like, I always like was alone, so like, you know, I sit back and observe. So like when I skateboard and I feel like you cool with me, you gotta give respect to get respect, for one.
Sure.
Two, like, you know, I don't mind like just being around people. It's just like when I'm in a zone, I'm in a zone, and that's like with everybody. So like, it doesn't make me a bad person or an asshole if I'm trying to perform. You know what I mean? But if you want to say something to me, you could come and talk to me. Like, yeah, like, you know, I was raised with a serious face. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I grew up in a hard area, so you can't just put on the front and smile with everybody, you know? Like, I'm not an asshole. I'm actually a cool ass dude you would ever meet. You know, it's just, you just gotta get to know me, that's all.
Nah, hell yeah, Derek. Cause I fuck with you, and like, I always ignored everything anybody else says because you've never done wrong to me, you know? And I got a lot of respect and love for you, bro. Like, you put in a lot of pain. So, like, what you been up to lately, bro?
I've been working on this amp part. You know, I've been injured a few times, so I gotta take it one step and one day at a time. One step, one day at a time, you know?
Oh, the homie.
Like,
What's up, bro?
One step and one day at a time, you know? So, I just been, like, focusing on this thrasher part I'm coming out with, which I wasn't supposed to expose, but y'all keep a lookout on that.
Nah, hell yeah. I can't wait to see that. That's gonna be sick, bro. Thrasher, like, hope to see that, bro, for sure.
Yeah.
So, like, when it comes to skateboarding, how do you feel about the politics that's going on too, bro? Because it's like a lot of, oh, this, that, the girl politics. Like, what do you think about all this politics shit, bro?
So, that's a very good question, by the way. I try to stay away from the politics, like, because everybody be so cool and everything. I do go to like different premieres, and I try to support as much as possible with like different companies and like
Oh yeah.
the events they throw and video premieres. But like, I have a lot of homies from everywhere, but like, I try to stay away from the politics and the cool guys. You know, it's just like, they got their own thing going on. I don't hate or discriminate. It's just not my cup of tea, you know?
Oh yeah.
So that's where I stand at.
Oh yeah. So what's next for you, Derek? Besides this video part, well, like, what do you see yourself in 3 to 4, 5 years?
Where I see myself in 3 to 5 years is like, shit, still skateboarding until I fucking can't anymore.
Oh yeah.
And then when I have my family and kids, like, it's just gonna be like a chain. It's just gonna keep going. I'm gonna teach my kids.
What's up with Elias? Cause I know you. That's like a local for you, and you've trained there. Like, how do you feel about Elias?
Elias, I love
like Elias skate park.
I love Elias because that's one of my favorite local skate parks. Like, I've won so many competitions there growing up that, like, when you go to finals, I've been to the barracks like 10 times. I've been like, I travel around the world to compete, you know? So, it's just like, that's it's street, and I love it. And it's just like people from around the world, when they come to New York, it's just boom, I'm gonna go to LES first. That's my first place to go to. And it's like you can tell people are not from there. Their style, the way they skate. It's good to meet people, you know?
Yeah, for a fact. Alright, bro, so you've won a lot of contests, and it's like, I want to know what's your strategy when you go into these contests?
So, me, I'm like super OCD, so my favorite number is 3. I do everything 3 times, and like, I'll get a couple bag of tricks. Like, growing up, I always said, like, let me get like 5 or 6 bag of tricks and do them like multiple times. And then people always would be like, why are you doing the same tricks all the time? It's to strategize on how the fucking contest work.
Yeah.
You know? And then when you get a line, I will always like keep going if I couldn't go anymore, or until I bail, or until I get tired. And that's when you train, is blood, sweat, and tears. But the shit pays off, you know?
Oh, yeah.
At the end of it all. So, yeah.
How many contests you won in total? If you could count on the top of your head.
I honestly, I can't even count, but I won a year straight.
I remember that.
I won a year straight.
You were like on some crazy Undertaker streak shit.
If you want me to guess, I would probably say like 8 or 9. Like for a year straight.
8 or 9?
Probably more. Yeah.
It's fuck.
Yeah, I still win contests to this day. It's just like
Would you, if they had another Buster Bail, would you ever enter?
Yeah.
Like, especially they need to do a Buster Bail in New York. That would be fire, because it's like
on D7.
Yeah, D7 or the 14 rail by Police Plaza, or even Courthouse Drop. Courthouse Drop Buster Bail. That would be sick.
And you know what?
Just do the hardest tricks you got on that.
You know what sucks about how New York is? We don't really get anything. I feel like I feel like we get everything last. Like California get everything first. We get everything last, and it's just like we don't have no Red Bull contest that hosts things besides recently, and I appreciate that, because that shit was so fun. Like, you had all the pros that we know growing up through skateboarding. Shout out to Jamie Foy, Zion Wright, Tony Potwell, all the homies. It's always a good vibe when all the homies you haven't seen in years. And that's why I love Tampa Am, because you grew up skating competitions and go to finals. You haven't seen the kids you haven't seen in like 10 and plus years.
For a fact. So one more thing before we get out of here. How do you, like, I know you're a party dude. I've seen it. How do you balance skateboarding and like partying?
So, like, when I win contests and focus, and I'm less nervous with the crowd and everything, I like drink like 2-3 shots.
Hell yeah.
I'm in the zone. Like, most important thing of all, like, you gotta be able to land the first trick in your run, you know? And then, like, you X everybody out, you X whatever else that's on your mind out, and your feet is hot at the bottom, and you keep going.
No, for a fact.
And my motto is shark in the water. Anything that's stepping that water is mine.
Yeah, you gotta look at it like that. That's my motto.
Yeah. So when you hear people saying that, they got that from me.
All right, bro. It's good talking to you on this, bro. Torture the City, we out here. Derek, once again, bro, I'm so glad to have you on this shit.
Shout out to Torture the City.
For sure.
I love you.
We back.
Yes, sir.
We out here. Get this man on this again. Torture the City, we out here.
Man on the video part, y'all.
For a fact.
Peace.